Welcome back to CCS Season 5. I'm back with Jonas. Cal Poly takes on Baylor to close our portion of tonight's broadcast, where we get into Arizona and San Jose State at 9 Eastern, top of the next hour. That'll be on Jonas' channel, alongside his other 3-game nights. So he's in for a long night after this one. But Jonas, going into this game, we haven't seen Baylor play on stream since Season 2 against Texas Tech, all the way back in Big 12 play. That was a long time ago, where the Red Raider fans were actually wild back in the day. And now this is Cal Poly's first season of CCS, their first on stream as well. Haven't gotten to watch much of either team in recent memory, but going into this game, who would you say is the favorite?
Honestly, I got no clue. I know that Cal Poly used to have a great team a few years ago. I don't know what it's looking like now. I know they're 2-0 through non-conference. They took down Utah Tech, who's a decent team. They took down Purdue Fort Wayne, and I believe we're gonna see this matchup, and then they also take on Green Bay. So I would say Cal Poly. That's where my instinct goes. I know that Baylor, I've always kind of struggled. They are, of course, in one of the toughest groups in CCS, being a part of the Big 12. I believe they finished 1-7 through conference play last year. So I think they have their work cut out for them.
That they do. The players are ready, Jonas. Let's get down to the field. Game number 1, Baylor, Cal Poly.
Yeah, this should be a fun one, though. I mean, we'll have to see Mustangs versus Bears. I am really intrigued to see what Cal Poly are able to bring to the table. I'm interested in seeing what Baylor are going to be able to do this season, but we are officially underway. Oh, maybe we have a third Game 5 on our hands.
Maybe we do. I mean, you're an ex-Cal Poly student, aren't you?
I am. I'm at Oregon State right now, but I did spend my very first year of college at Cal Poly studying civil engineering. I realized that I hated engineering, so I transferred to Oregon State. And honestly, no shade to California. It was too much sun for me, nation. I'm born and raised in the Pacific Northwest. It rains a lot. There was something that got Grady about being it sunny and 80 degrees every single day.
Yeah, being Cal Poly, that's completely different than, California being completely different than being in Oregon. But 4:13 to go, and Pac-Man leading this Baylor team out of Waco, Texas. Here for the Baylor Bears in the Metroplex, trying to lead the Bears back to some. They have not had the most success in CCF, but BZ off the pitch is going to find the first goal right at the first minute mark.
Cal Poly get on the board here. Nero giving a good luck, have fun to Pac-Man, but that is a big dunk from BZ to open things up for the Mustangs.
What a way to get started. Here for Cal Poly of Pomona. Or actually not Pomona.
I was about to ask, what campus is this? Is this
okay? So this is San Luis Obispo. That is the D1.
Okay.
That's the D1.
Okay.
That's the D1 campus. The others are like D3 or whatever. I don't know what they are, but this is San Luis Obispo. That is where the main school is located.
That is the campus I was on. I just wanted to make sure that this wasn't Pomona, but that is intriguing. But I mean, we'll see what Baylor is able to do to respond. Again, as you mentioned, haven't had the greatest success here in CCS, but they've stayed true. They've stayed fighting, and now going into this season, they already have their work cut out for them. I mean, going against a team like Cal Poly in non-con. I mean, Baylor, I know they've gone 1-1 so far through non-conference play. They got a win over Minnesota, which is not a bad win, and then they took a game off Texas A&M. But Pac-Man gonna respond here versus Cal Poly.
Baylor gonna find their first goal. Pac-Man gets it off the open break. 2 minutes into this. We've now seen 2 goals theoretically on the exact dot of a minute here in game 1.
Yeah, BZ kind of just a mistouch toward his own net, and then couldn't quite keep up the speed as Pac-Man had full boost, great positioning, was able to get there in time. We'll see how each team kind of perseveres, not only through this game, but through this series. I mean, as you mentioned, haven't seen Baylor in a long time since Season 2. It's our first time seeing Cal Poly here in CCS. I mean, honestly, this is just a fun experience to watch.
That it is. 2:40 left to play on the clock, and we've got to watch Baylor a little bit all the way back in Season 2. We watched Baylor play TCU and Texas Tech along freaking time ago, and it's been a minute since we watched Baylor play. And this is our first look at Cal Poly. And, last season Long Beach State won the Big West, but is this Cal Poly team a team to look out for to win the Big West and go dancing?
I think it'll be very interesting to see. I mean, Long Beach State, we saw them last season. We know they're a pretty solid team. Cal Poly already proving to be a little bit of a threat. I definitely, will have my eye on the Big West to see who's able to come out on top and get that AQ. But Cal Poly are definitely in the conversation.
158 left to play here for Baylor. And looking to win game one as Pac-Man finds his second of the night.
Yeah, Pac-Man already 2 for 3 to open up this series. Knight sent it downfield. Not the best touch from Nero, and then Pac-Man they're beautifully positioned to send that one on through, and the Bears up by 1 now, finding their first lead of the night.
151 to go on the clock. This is just, it's fun to watch, these low radar games and where you really get into the bottom half of the league. Because you watch any team play, we always try to prioritize the high quality games, but it's fun sometimes to dip into these lower games and see what happens.
I mean, there's still so much depth here in CCS, even what's considered, a lower half team. You can still obviously see solid Rocket League being played. These are still 2 high-level teams competing, and it is a battle here in this series, and game 1 has already proven to be a threat. Nero, that's a huge chunk, though, and it will tie things up for the Mustangs.
And Cal Poly able to find a response with angel numbers on the clock. Pac-Man nearly caught that ball out of his own net, but it's 2-all with a minute 11 to play.
Still a lot of time for either of these teams to find that third goal, get a lead here. Pac-Man trying to go middle is going to be blocked. BZ lurking on the far side already. Apartment Salad off the corner. Big demo in net. Is there a shooter? No. Nero there a little bit late. Does he put it on target? Off the upper 90. Down and away. Baylor able to escape.
50 seconds to play in game number 1. We remain tied. And Jonas, we've had a day where we've had a lot of really close games, and we've seen a couple of blowouts, but the series in their own rights have been close, and Nero gets the go-ahead after a whiff.
Yeah, that's a toughness. I mean, Nero got a great dunk. Pac-Man, who's been playing well all game long, just couldn't quite reach it. Went right by, and Nero gets his second of the night. Has seemed to be that main aggressor on offense for the Mustangs. Has two out of the 3 goals. Has 6 of the 8 shots. He's got more shots than all of Baylor combined.
35 seconds. BC down low finds Knight over the middle. 30 seconds left to go. Baylor needs something soon. Apartment Salad towards Pac-Man, 1-on-1, couldn't find the go-ahead goal there. 23 to play on the clock for the Bears.
Apartment Salad over to Knight, gets a good first touch, looking for a reset, gets it. We'll flick it over into the corner. BZ just looking to carry this one safely back the other way. Goes midfield, no touch there. Pac-Man looking for one final chance. BZ lobs it up. Nero's there. Knight gets it upfield, but it's going to be boomed right back the other way. Nero looking to kill it. That he will. Cal Poly take game 1.
And the Mustangs of Cal Poly come from behind there, Jonas. Baylor, I mean, they look more competitive than what we've seen in the past there. I mean, we don't know how on a grand scheme of things this would translate, but we don't know where Cal Poly stands either. But it's at least a better look for Baylor.
I would say it is. I mean, Cal Poly, we already mentioned they're going to be a team to watch in the Big West. We'll see how they're going to be able to compete, match up to teams like Long Beach State. That's, as you mentioned, still all up in the air. We don't really know, but it's showing to be a competitive series so far. 1-goal game, kind of came down to the wire, and ultimately, if Baylor are able to tighten up a couple mistakes on the defensive side, they might be able to turn this thing around.
That they might. 4:45 to go. BC under 1 over the first. Pac-Man left alone again. He's been isolated a lot in this series defensively for Pac-Man. A shot there, an easy save. Big save that is as well. In the first 30 seconds, Cal Poly firing on all cylinders.
They are indeed. They're looking to go up quickly by 2 in this series. BZ can't get around Knight. Pac-Man bumped into the clear. Nero going middle. Apartment Salad, big clear out. Not quite on target for a quick transition. BZ has it in the corner. Knight challenging. BZ slips by him now, looking for a way out through the midfield. Nero's there. Can he put it on target? Can he? No, just off.
And Reiser will find the first for Cal Poly. 57 seconds into game 2. It's a 1-0 Mustang lead.
Yeah, Apartment South just couldn't quite get it off that upper 90, and then downfield, I mean, the quick turnaround. Knight couldn't quite reach that far post shot. Well placed by Reiser, and Cal Poly again getting the opener. Now we'll see if they're going to be able to hang on. I mean, Baylor, they still seem very competitive, but Cal Poly, I think they're starting to get better and better as time goes on, as that's a big miss out in front. Off the post, BZ dunks it in, and that is a bit of an oversight there from the Bears.
3:49, 1:11 off the clock, and Pac-Man stuck on the goal line again, and Cal Poly 2-0.
I will have to say, I think my favorite thing about this matchup so far is the sportsmanship between both these teams. You love to see it. You can tell both these teams having fun. You know, it is a competition, but it is a game at the end of the day. BZ delivers it to Nero for goal number 3. All 3 players on Cal Poly on the board.
Yeah, you always love to see good sportsmanship, especially in games like this. 3:43 to go, and Cal Poly leads 3.
And especially in a league where emotions can run high as well. We've seen it firsthand quite a bit, Nation. But, you know, Pac-Man always so wholesome, and Cal Poly giving him a lot of respect and showmanship alongside. So you do love to see it. But a minute and a half gone, Cal Poly are dominating thus far. 3-0 start, looking to extend upon a Knight. That's a good challenge. We'll put it over into the corners. Pac-Man was lurking behind him. BZ will have a clear out. Pac-Man faked out. Knight dives in. Did BZ get the 1v3? Nero will tap it in. The Mustangs up 4-0.
And a 4-0 lead builds in Cal Poly. I mean, again, game 1 is close, but game 2, the Mustangs are rolling and stampeding through game 2.
Yeah, again, they just seem to be getting better and better as of right now. Baylor, I mean, it's just kind of tough to see their defense right now. Their offense has not been able to get anything going. I mean, they got 0 goals, obviously, but also 0 shots to open up this game.
Gotta turn the offensive efficiency around. You know, if you are Baylor here, 2:55 to go. The offense needs to find its rhythm soon before this game really gets out of harm's reach, where it really already has, and maybe you find 1 or 2 more down the stretch here. Give yourself a chance to get within 2 late with, you know, maybe something to play for down the stretch, but right now it feels like Cal Poly just has complete control of this best of 5.
They do indeed. I mean, it's cool to see this team really stepping up. You know, as the newcomers, we've had a lot of new teams every single season. A lot of great competitors joining us every single new season here in CCS, and Cal Poly looking to be another one of those solid competitors. As we know, but they're going to go into the Big West. They're going to have to try and face off against Long Beach State. Seeing UC Riverside look good as well, as Reiser will fly right by this one, and Baylor on the board.
The Bears find a 1 at 2:08 to play. Apartment South all the way downfield, and Reiser just completely takes himself out of the play. Got 128 ticks to go. It's within 3, but you know there's enough time for 3 more. But you got to be quick on at least 1 more of these next 3 goals if you're Baylor.
Yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of time for the Bears to, you know, three goals in 2 minutes is definitely doable, but they are going to have to be very efficient with it, and they're going to have to try and shut out Cal Poly as well. That's a great save from Apartment South. Reiser going right back towards the target. Nero there to drop it down and in. A beauty from Reiser to Nero, and Nero's got a hattie.
That he does. 1:49 to go. That should lock things up here for Cal Poly, at least in terms of game number 2.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I don't think there's a ton Baylor can do. I mean, obviously, they're still going to be looking for any bits of momentum they can get going into the 3rd game. Try and get as many goals as they can. Try and shut out Cal Poly for a little bit longer. Unfortunately for them, I think this game is a bit out of reach, as Nero going to find a 4th at this point. He is just being dimed up time and time again.
Yeah, he is. Again, they're just running with it. 6-1 now. I mean, Cal Poly just has no signs of stopping this domination.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to slow down by any means. We might see them go for kind of that freestyle or two as teams do when they get ahead by a lot, and you gotta respect them going for those highlight reel plays. But right now it's nothing but sheer force from the Mustangs as Reiser gonna make sure this one goes in, and we will have to stamp our passports as we take a trip down south to Brazil.
7-1, 119 to go, and this is just, if you're Baylor, how do you even come back from this in game 3?
I mean, I think the best thing here, and luckily for the Bears, they have Pac-Man. I think it's going to be a positive mental attitude, Nation. I mean, getting Brazil, and obviously this game isn't even over yet. Having these tough games, you always kind of have to take that deep breath, shake it off, reset, go into the next game like it's the very first one, and there's no history. And I think Baylor are going to be looking to do exactly that. Pac-Man, obviously a very, very wholesome guy, got a great mental attitude, hopefully going to help his team kind of reset going into game number 3, as if they want to have any chance at this series, they're going to have to.
Well, reverse sweeps start with dominant games. So you saw Clemson get it all the way back in game 4. They finally got that dominant game where they needed to go into game 5 with some momentum. We saw the overtime at the end there after Rutgers had a crazy kickoff merchant situation with 30 seconds left on this one. I mean, Cal Poly, Baylor neck and neck in game 1. Game 2 is a complete domination from the Cal Poly Mustangs. But now, I mean, how do you track forward if you're Baylor?
I mean, we got to see their offense get a little bit more aggressive. I think that's the biggest thing. Maybe just try and play a little bit more up in the faces of the Mustangs, because as of right now, I mean, Cal Poly have just been kind of going anywhere they want, doing anything they like, as they will say game 2 with that Brazil. But as soon as it pops up, the shot column is going to be the first thing you want to look at. 15 for the Mustangs and only 2 for the Bears.
Just utter domination. We have a substitution, though, coming up for Baylor. We'll see how that changes the effects of this series. Cal Poly goes 7 for 15 there, just south of 50%, but you've got a heck of a lot of goals, so the percentage doesn't even really matter. But Baylor, I mean, you just have nothing to really go for here in game 2. Something has to give if you're the Bears offense.
Yeah, it really does. And I mean, honestly, the math kind of working out there is, I don't know how many. Baylor had 2 shots, and Cal Poly had 7 times as many goals, 7 times as many shots. It kind of just works.
That it does. Game number 3, Cal Poly, Baylor. The Bears need 3 in a row. We'll see if they can get it.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough hill to climb, but we'll see if JT in for Knight will help a little bit here for the Bears, as Cal Poly, they're going to be looking to close out this series, take another big victory. Might have a goal here. No, Nero's 50. JT already making a big save. Reiser can't put it on target. Nero turning, flicking, blocked by Pac-Man, forces BZ all the way back. A nice defensive stand to start for Baylor.
Gotta do this. 30 seconds into this one. Nero over to Reiser there to the corner, still in control, lost possession for Pac-Man. Now Baylor trying to start their own counter in game 3. Something has to fall here soon for Baylor to really establish some momentum, at least give them a chance to really fight back in this series where Cal Poly has just been utter dominant.
I mean, they do indeed. I mean, it has seemed to just be the norm already to start for the Mustangs. I know it's only week 2 of their their CCS debut, but going 2-0, getting a 3-1 victory and a sweep. I mean, only dropping 1 game thus far to start their season. Obviously, a great way to open things up here in CCS, and we'll see if they're able to continue that level of dominance down the season in conference play. But already looking to go 3-0, maybe 4-0 through non-con.
Be a heck of a start for Cal Poly if they're able to do that. At least go into league play unbeaten, and if they can remain perfect there. I mean, you put it in the committee's hands as to how high the Mustangs should be seated in April, but still a long way to go before you even get to that point in any fashion. But this is the Mustang team that so far have looked the part.
They have indeed. I mean, I am excited to see how they compete against the rest of the Big West. As we mentioned, I think that'll be really telling for how this team is really going to fill out here in CCS. But As we mentioned, it's already a great start for him. We'll see if it continues. But here in game number 3, been a little bit more even with JT on the side of Baylor. Has been seemed to help even things out. Already has one of the 2 saves and a shot on the board. So some good pressure there. But here's some good pressure back the other way. Nero's got the double on lock. Cal Poly break the ice.
And Cal Poly connect for a double from Reitzer, the give and go. To Nero finds the go-ahead, 2:48 to play. The Mustangs now an 8-0 run.
And Nero dropping the calculator. I don't know how intentional the double was. Might have just kind of got that favorable bounce off the crossbar. But regardless, a goal is a goal. And the Mustangs have a lead now. Baylor looking to respond. JT looking middle for Pac-Man. He's got him, and Baylor respond.
There's a goal to stop the run for Baylor. 2:35 to go. The Bears on the board. Halftime is here. It's 1 apiece.
I mean, JT proved to be a solid substitution already, helping offensively and defensively to open things up here in game number 3. Half this game gone, and it looks like it could go either way at this point. Cal Poly looking to kind of reinstate that dominant offense that we saw last game. Pac-Man through the corner. Nero dunks him, was way up, trying to meet him. JT will touch it across safely. Rights are next in line. Off the back wall, Apartment Salads there. BZ takes his time setting up. Soft touch will go right back to JT. Clears man. Apartment Salad lurking middle. Shot is on target, and Nero keeps it out.
2:06 to go here in game 3. Baylor trying to at least extend this series. Drones 5 more minutes. I know we're, again, 13 minutes now through this series. Are there any signs of life or projections for Baylor to see 5 more minutes tonight?
I think there definitely is. I mean, I don't know if it's all JT, but they seem to have a bit of a revitalized spirit. They're looking a lot more solid on the defensive end. Their offense looking for moments in transition. Cal Poly still in the driver's seat, still having a couple more of these great looks as Nero might have another double up the ceiling. No, just can't quite reach it. Pac-Man will send it away, but I could definitely see this going to a game 4.
BC one-on-one has help to his side. The Musty is good. BC 2-1.
Easy makes it look easy, Nation. I mean, that's a great take. Got it away from 2, had the open space. Musty flick over JT, and Cal Poly regain their lead, and they've had a beautiful 2 goals here in game 3.
Cal Poly, the Musty there for the potential series winning and series clinching goal. We'll see how long this 1-goal lead will hold on for the Mustangs of Cal Poly. But again, Jordan, 70 seconds left. I mean, Baylor needs something now. As a sweep here, it really warrants any hope of a run come Big 12 league play. But the Bears got to find a way to, as the season goes on, to make these things competitive. But Pac-Man finds a second.
I mean, if you're looking for someone to make it competitive, it always seems to be Pac-Man. A good 50. BZ mistouch there straight to Pac-Man, and he took advantage of the opening. We're back tied 2-2. Cal Poly, their offense has looked great, but Baylor have been with them every step of the way here in game 3.
After having game 2 might have just been a fluke. I mean, game 1 is close, game 2 is a blowout, now game 3 is level again. I mean, I don't know what happened in game 2, but Baylor seems like they're right back composed again.
They do indeed, and we'll see how they're able to keep up the pressure as time expires. Might have a look here. JT up to it. BZ will find the save now. Pac-Man trying to rip a shot, blocked by Nero way downfield. Fortunately for the Bears, it was off target. Ricer trying to go middle, doubles it there. Apartment Salad. They're trying to look for another turnaround. BZ soft touch, tried to get it to Nero, ended up taking it right by him. Cal Poly, I mean, we are just seeing some great mechanics being displayed, some great spacing from the Mustangs, but Baylor still holding on well as time ticking down.
Potentially overtime here, barring a miracle for the Mustangs, and that ball is dead. Overtime in game number 3.
Baylor, they have a chance here to keep this series alive, but already might be under pressure. Riser off the sidewall. Already saw Nero going forward, looking for bumps. You see BZ next on it in the corner. Double, is it on target? No, just off the post. BZ wanted to end it with a highlight.
BZ's going to be a player to watch in Big West play. This kid is something else. He is playing at a high level. And this series Reicher on
Uh-oh.
target. Pac-Man's in trouble. It's game over. 3-0 for the Mustangs.
I mean, a beautiful turnaround. Nero gives it to Reiser. A quick turn, one touch, and then shoots it from just across the midfield line. Pac-Man had no boost to work with, could not find anything, and Cal Poly have themselves another sweep. They're 3-0 to start their season.
I don't know who they play next, but Cal Poly does have one game left to go in the non-conference, but they are 3-0. They are off to a solid start here in CCS Season 5 as they start their first ever CCS campaign this spring.
Their final matchup of non-conference is against the Phoenix of Green Bay, which I think, seeing them now, is another very winnable game. I believe Green Bay, they're 2-1. Yeah, they're 2-1 through non-conference, and we'll see how that game plays out.
They are getting underway in the next 5 minutes, it looks like, so they are getting ready to go.
Well, there you go. So we will see if Cal Poly will go 4-0.
It's at 11 Eastern.
No?
That's a late game. 11 Eastern.
Oh, yeah. That still got a 2.5 hours.
Now you do. It'll be on the Cal Poly Twitch channel if you want to tune into that later tonight, 11 Eastern against Green Bay. So I'll plug them there. But Jonas, that's the end of the road for us tonight. We got the CCS Invitational Day 1 tomorrow. You've got Arizona San Jose State kicking off in 30 minutes on your channel, followed by Nevada UT Arlington. UNC Asheville takes on Lindenwood. And then to close night, North Dakota State, the Bison, take on Seattle. The Red Hawks from Seattle, Washington. It's been Nation Jonas. On tonight's broadcast, we'll see you guys tomorrow for the CCS Invitational.